Hey everybody, Mike Hetzel here with YYNOT at the Emerald Theater in Mount Clemons, Michigan. Yeah, we have a killer show tonight. It's going to be a blast. But yeah, just wanted to do a quick rig rundown of all my stuff that I'm using here tonight. So this is my Tama Star Classic kit that I've had for a couple of years. Love how everything sounds. And let's flip around here. First off, we have my little LP mini timbali, 8-inch timbali. They usually come in a set of two. There's like a 6-inch and an 8-inch, but this is just the 8-inch and works great for me for all the rush stuff. And then we have an 8x8 rack tom, a 10x9 rack tom, a 12x10 rack tom, 16x16 floor tom, 18x16 floor tom, and then a 22 kick. I think it's 22x18. And yep, DW9000 double pedal on the kit. Have the Iron Cobra hi-hat stand that came with this kit. And then yeah, of course, all SABIAN cymbals. Have the Neil Peart signature Paragon ride and the brilliant finish. Sounds incredible, and insane bell on there. And then I have the HHX Ozone Evolution crash, 18-inch, the Dave Weckl signature. And then Paragon 19 China. And we have an AAX 18-inch medium crash. And we have AAX 16-inch medium crash, and then an AAX 17-inch thin crash, and then we have 10-inch Paragon splash, 17-inch AAX Extreme China. So yeah, that's it for the drums. And then sticks, I'm using the ProMark Active Grip Rebound 5Bs. They feel fantastic. And then over here I have my Elisa sample pad, which I trigger everything from my computer using MainStage. And yeah, I just use that to cover all of the bell glockenspiel samples, and like, you know, sometimes I trigger some sequences like in songs like The Body Electric. And then I have a couple of foot pedals that help me advance the different patches, so I can just move from one patch to the next with my feet, so I don't have to touch the computer, which is great because sometimes you have to do a really quick transition. And then I have a little foot trigger down here as well, right there, that I use to play cowbells sometimes for like a song like Witch Hunt or something. The drum heads, I'm predominantly using Evans stuff these days. Clear G2s on the top, and generally, I've always been a Remo guy, but I've been kind of switching back and forth lately. So just single ply on the bottom, double ply on the top, and then snare, I still have the Remo controlled sound coated with the black dot. Love how that feels. And then Power Stroke 3 Remo on the kick drum for right now, with a couple of the patches, the Falam Slam patches. And for microphones, so I have two mics on the kick. I have the Shure Beta 91 on the inside, and then the Beta 52 for the out mic, which you can see in the hole. And then I'm using a Telefunken M80 on the snare top. I have an AUDIX i5 on the snare bottom, and then 57 under the little timbali. Sennheiser E604s on all of the rack toms. 604 on the floor tom, and then I have an AUDIX D4 on the 18-inch floor tom. And then for overheads, we're just using some SM81s, just standard Shure mics. And then for hi-hat, I'm using a Rode NT5 as well as on the ride. And we usually get under the ride, that's the better position for that. Yeah, so that's kind of it for Drum World. Let me show you our recording rig really quick as well. So if we come down here, we're running an Allen & Heath QUSB mixer rack with the expander box as well. So we have like a bunch of inputs, bunch of outputs. That's how we run our whole system. We run our in-ears ourselves as well, which is very convenient. And then we also have our Pro Tools rig right here. So we use that to just record every single show. We get multi-track of everything. And then I take it to my studio at my place and mix everything up. And that's how we make all of our videos. But yeah, gonna be a killer show tonight. And yeah, hope to see you guys sometime on our 2025 tour. All right, see you guys, bye.